Hey folks, thanks for joining us again today. Today's devotional is entitled, I'm a Very Emotional Person. And Romans 12:15 is the base passage. Rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn. In case you didn't know it, or don't know me well, I'm a very emotional person. I'm the kind of guy that cries at shows on the TV. I cry when certain songs are played. I've yet to watch It's a Wonderful Life without crying. I cry at most movies that talk about the death of a parent. I can be found crying while watching the Andy Griffith Show or even MASH. In case you didn't know it or don't know me well, I'm a very emotional person. I like a good belly laugh, hearing jokes or telling them. I like to be around funny people. I have numerous golf jokes and pastor jokes if you'd like to hear any of them. In case you didn't know it or don't know me well, I'm a very emotional person. I enjoy expressing my love for my wife, for my children, and for my grandchildren, and that number keeps growing. I love hugs, and my granddaughters give the best hugs. I drive my brother crazy when I tell him I love him. In case you didn't know it or don't know me well, I'm a very emotional person. I have a hard time at funerals, often shedding tears right along with the family. I remember doing the funeral of my brother's future father-in-law. It was the same week as his wedding, and losing it in the midst of the service. I had known that man my whole life, and knowing the emotions of that week got to me. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done, aside from leading my father's own funeral. In case you didn't know it or don't know me well, I'm a very emotional person. Today's passage is one thing that makes being a pastor hard. Romans 12:15, rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn. In case you didn't know it or don't know me well, I'm a very emotional person. Rejoicing with those who rejoice is pretty easy most of the time. For instance, a few years ago, we had 2 little ones baptized, and rejoicing with their families and friends was fun. The sister was a little older and was really into the baptism. She was excited and gave me a big hug afterward. The baby was amazing and yet didn't like the water running down his face, but he quickly settled down. It was a great morning to share with them during one of our joint worship services with the sanctuary nearly full. In case you didn't know it or didn't know me well, I'm a very emotional person. The part that is hard, being a pastor and one who is very emotional, is the mourning part. Mourning deaths, broken marriages, children in trouble, folks battling drug, miscarriages, and more. I have a hard time having one foot in and one foot out in these situations. I'm usually totally engaged, and it takes its toll on my heart and on my spirit. In case you didn't know it or didn't know me well, I'm a very emotional person. Yet this is the world God has called me into as a pastor. And believe it or not, God has called all of us into it too. We are all called to rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn. Can we be happy when others are happy, even if it is during a time when we are sad or even jealous? Can we mourn with those who have pain, even when all of life is going our way or our life too is on the rocks? It is called being family, being children of God. We are called to care about one another. By the way, pray for your pastor. October is Pastor Appreciation Month. Pastors need your prayers. We may at times seem like we have it all together, but believe me, we don't. We need prayer and we need support, just like anyone else. The emotions of counseling, funerals, marriages in trouble, crisis situations, and more can weigh heavy on us. We need you. Just something for us to think about today as we go on our way. God bless you.